Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Mental Mondays on Intuitive Angling, and thank you very much for joining me for today's episode. Much appreciated. Guys, today we're going to be discussing why the Neanderthal species are smarter than modern humans today. I'm going to get into this, dig into this, and I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and actually a couple things came up within the last 2 weeks that sort of, propelled me into doing it. One was there was a paleontologist on Joe Rogan's podcast talking about the Neanderthals. And the other is a comment that I heard from William Shatner, who played Captain Kirk on Star Trek. And both of these sort of motivated me to do today's video. So anyway, the reason it's on Mental Monday is this sort of, it really by the time the video is over, you'll know what I'm talking about, because it really makes you think about stuff that we definitely need to be thinking about. So anyway, on Joe Rogan's podcast, he had I think it was a paleontologist on there, and he was sort of an expert on the Neanderthal lineage of humans, and he was talking about how the Neanderthals have been portrayed, throughout our culture as sort of these knuckle dragon, just a brutish, not very intelligent, subspecies of man. And that wasn't the case at all. I mean, from what he was talking about, the Neanderthals, despite their appearance and their sort of their unfair reputation, they were a highly intelligent subspecies of the human lineage, and they survived on this planet for over 600,000 years. 600,000 years. So if you're a species of anything, you don't survive for nearly 750,000 years by being stupid. You just don't. And I can tell you one thing right now that's sort of the point of the video, is that modern man, when I talk about modern man, the modern man that I'm talking about is sort of like what has come about the last 500 years since the Industrial Revolution. We are not going to make it 600,000 years. And I'm going to get into this about how our own ignorance and stupidity is going to make ourself extinct, which didn't the Neanderthal, because they simply weren't as stupid as we are today with that. Now, the reason I say that we're not going to make it 600,000 years doesn't have anything to do with somebody's, prophecy on religious beliefs. It's none of that. It has to do simply with our own incompetence and our greed and our ignorance and stupidity. That's what's going to take the human race out, nothing else. And tied into that, I'll get back to that in a second, but tied into that is what William Shatner said in that interview. Now William Shatner, like I said, everybody knows him as Captain Kirk from Star Trek, exploring the universe, exploring other, worlds out there. And he had a chance to go into outer space, I think it was a year or two ago. And he came away from that, he said, profoundly changed, because he said he always had this conception that, there was a bunch of worlds out there, and it's just a matter of exploration until you find them, which may or may not be true. But his takeaway from the whole thing, once he got out in space and he actually looked down onto the Earth, looked at the Earth from outer space, is he realized that outer space was basically nothing but a bunch of darkness and cold and death. And our planet, the Earth, is like this warm little nurturing cocoon that we have in this dark vastness of death of space out there. And he was highly alarmed, and he said that I cannot believe that we are destroying our planet at the rate that we are destroying it, knowing that there's nothing else. This is the only home that we have. And this is the point of the video, what I'm trying to make here, guys, is that you had a subspecies of the human race, the Neanderthal, lived successfully for 600,000. They had a 600,000 year run on this planet, because they lived basically in balance and harmony with the Earth. They didn't, do things to destroy it like we're doing right here. Now, there were some other factors that caused their extinction, but it didn't have anything to do with them living out of balance with their environment. The problem that we have here today is that we know this. We know that we have one home. This is the only, we don't have any backup homes to go to. This is the only home that we have. And we justify destroying our planet politically a lot of ways to basically, make money. As far as it's almost like the economy overrides everything else as far as the sustainability of the planet. But guys, I'm here to tell you right now, the earth does not give a crap about the economy. The earth is going to chew us up and spit us out if we continue to do what we're doing to this planet. And you hear me talk about this all the time because there's nothing more important, dudes. I mean, there's literally, it's like if you're watching this channel, the taking care of this planet and being good stewards of this planet should be the number one thing on everybody's mind. Everything else should be secondary to that. And you can't, if you try to like dismiss it as like, I hear a lot of people that use their religious belief systems as some type of an excuse to pollute and, degrade our planet. Like it doesn't matter, it's all going to be okay and blah, blah, blah. It's the most dangerous way that you can think, because that will continue the path of our own ignorance and stupidity and apathy destroying this planet. I tell you, 2 days ago, guys, I was in Menards and I was driving back to Menards with Elijah. Out of the blue, he said, just out of the blue, I don't know where he got this, he said, humans are going to make themselves extinct because what they do to the planet. It's like, here's a 6-year-old kid that was aware of that. And I asked him, I go, what did you just say? He goes, humans are going to be extinct because of the way they treat the planet. And it's like, yeah, you are exactly right, Elijah. And I tried to explain to him exactly what the deal was with that. But we need to learn a lesson from the Neanderthal. We need to learn a lesson from the indigenous people. We need to learn a lesson from the indigenous Native Americans that were on North America for 30,000 years and lived here with basically no trace of their existence. You hear me talk about this a lot, guys. Look at the face of the United States, how it's changed in the last 250 years. We went from a vast, pure wilderness to basically a polluted concrete jungle from one end to the other. We polluted our lakes, we polluted our air, we polluted our rivers, we've overpopulated our planet, we've destroyed wildlife habitat, we continue to destroy it at an alarming rate. And then we have a segment of the political power structure in the United States that enables that destruction out of the name of tax breaks and the economy. So guys, I'm telling you right now, if you are one of those people that have fell into this rabbit hole thinking about the economy and the tax breaks and all that is the number one thing, and your property rights and all that type of stuff, you're not looking at the bigger picture, man. You're not looking at your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren and your great-great-great-great-grandchildren, the planet that they are going to inherit if we continue on this unsustainable path. I don't care if I hurt anybody's feelings out there, because it doesn't make any difference. It's like, you're not going to be able to eat your tax break. It doesn't make any difference how much money you have. If you've got polluted air and dirty water to drink, and you've got toxins that are causing everybody to come down with illnesses and cancer, does that worth it? I mean, is it worth it for you to make another, 10 or 15, 20% more money every year at the cost of everybody's health and well-being and the sustainability of this planet? And the problem that we have right now is, like I said, it all goes back to politics. Everybody, when I do a video like this, everybody, inevitably, there'll be some smart alecks say, well, Randy, you just need to sell everything and live in a teepee. That's not the point about it. The point is, we have to have political leaders in this country that understand science and data and critical thinking and what our actions are doing to this planet's sustainability on a long term. We can't have these politicians that dumb down everything and try to discredit science and try to discredit education and try to discredit expert analysis and just everything that is right with moving forward with that. And right now, we have a power structure in this country that undermines the very sustainability this planet has on the long term. There's no other way about it. There's no way to sugarcoat it beyond that. It's the reality of the situation. And we are going to wind up, the human species is going to wind up making itself extinct out of our own denial of reality, our own greed, our own apathy, our own ignorance. It's nothing else. It's nothing. You can't like fall back on some religious belief system or some other this and that. It's nothing but us. It's in our control. We have complete control of the path that we have as a species here. And if we don't make some serious changes right now, guys, it's like anything else. Once any species starts to live out of balance on this planet, they no longer exist. Humans are no different. We are no different than any other species on this planet. We try to think we are, but we're not. In the purest level of it, on a biological level, we're no different. So anyway, when I hear people like, William Shatner make that comment, and then the dude on Joe Rogan's podcast talking about it, people that, are aware and knowing what they're talking about, it just makes me want to spread the message a little bit out there. So like I said, you can deny it if you want to, but the great thing about science is it's true regardless if people choose to believe it or not. And like I said, we've got to start making some changes, guys. And the changes, yeah, they can come at a snail's pace, incrementally, individually. But until we have politicians in charge that listen to science and listen to the experts on the field and start passing and coming up with legislation that's designed to protect the long-term sustainability of our planet and educate people on why that is, and we need to stop having these people that undermine that science. Until we can do that, we're on a dangerous course, man. I can tell you right now. And like I said, I don't have any other agenda out there. The only agenda I have is to try to be a broken down signpost and point the way and maybe change something in some good way. But anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week.